Good afternoon, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jesse Hawila with a digital update here on what has been a very rainy afternoon. A rainy morning, too, for a lot of North Texas. We have an immense amount of flash flood warnings in effect across the Metroplex. In fact, everybody in the Dallas-Fort Worth area is included in a flash flood warning at this time because of just the intense rain that has fallen. The severe weather overall has been pretty minimal. Maybe some damaging wind gusts ongoing in Ellis County right now down to Hill County and parts of Johnson County. But overall, it's been mainly heavy rain. So you can take a look at the Metroplex. All of the heaviest rain now from Hunt County into Rockwall County, moving into Kaufman County, and then down into Ellis County. You see the severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for areas from Midlothian down to Waxahachie. The leading edge of this is where we're expecting the potential for some damaging wind gusts up to 60 and up to quarter-size hail. In fact, if you look closely right here south of this 35E shield, see a little bit of pink showing up there north of Waxahachie. That's where the quarter-size hail would be. Let's put a track on this edge right here to see where, when the damaging wind gust potential would arrive as it moves off to the southeast around 20-25 miles an hour down into the Ennis and Rosser areas. This is a track. Again, severe thunderstorm warning until 4. Palmer 304, Garrett 312, Crisp 314, Ennis 316, Alma at 325, Becker 330, Kemp 333, and Chatfield around 338. That is the severe thunderstorm warning for Ellis County until 4 o'clock. Let's go a little bit farther to the southwest. We have another severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect. This one a little bit bigger for Bosque, Ellis, Hill, Johnson counties. It includes Itasca, Hillsborough, Italy as well. This, again, damaging wind gusts up to 60, maybe even quarter-size hail in the strongest part of the thunderstorm. That is moving to the southeast around 20 to 25 miles an hour. It'll be in Hillsborough fairly shortly, so it's 302 now. We'd expect it in Hillsborough here around 315 to 320, and then farther to the southeast toward Hubbard shortly after that. Those are the only severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect across North Texas. We'll do a North Texas view to show you how a lot of the area is about to get a break from the heavy rain, and those that haven't seen much rain are about to see some now. Thankfully, it's starting to pick up a little bit of speed. So, that's a lot of flash flood warnings from Wise County. We had some in Jack County, we have them in Denton County, we have them in Hood County, Parker County, down into Hamilton County. You see just a ton of heavy rain falling, Dallas as well. This again, starting to wrap up for the Metroplex. We need a bit of a break to dry out. We're going to get it this evening. I want to show you satellite radar to show you how this very heavy, it came in 2 rounds. There was round number 1 this morning. There's round number 2 this afternoon. Just an immense amount of rain has fallen. We will be seeing a break from that as we get into this evening. And then in the overnight, we have another round on the way. So this is 7 p.m. Look at North Texas. Doing okay at 7 p.m. Most of the evening, if you're watching the Mavs game or whatever you're doing, it looks fine. Then we get into the overnight. We'll have another round of heavy rain, some thunderstorms with maybe some gusty winds up to 60 and some quarter-size hail will roll through. This is 11 p.m. So we'll watch what happens out in the Panhandle and into West Texas with the formation of thunderstorms. We expect to be able to at least see how these are developing by 6 or 7 o'clock tonight. That'll give us a much better idea of what to expect here in North Texas overnight. This is what I anticipate. The thunderstorms will take shape. Wichita Falls down to Brownwood at midnight. Metroplex, sometime between 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, it'll start creeping into Denton and Tarrant counties. But Bowie, Decatur, Mineral Wells, Stephenville at 1 a.m. By 2 o'clock, it's in Denton, it's in Fort Worth, it's in Cleburne. By 2 o'clock, it's in Plano and Frisco, it's in Dallas, it's in Midlothian, it's in Cleburne and Joshua, Waxahachie. And then by 5 a.m., still some lingering rain, but the severe threat dies down outside of the leading edge here. So, still maybe some gusty wind potential even at 5 a.m. from Corsicana up to Canton and Athens. Then by 6 and 7, the rain will be in East Texas, lingering showers and thunderstorms west. Most of Friday for most of North Texas will not feature a bunch of heavy rain. However, additional waves of rain are possible to the southwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, even into Friday afternoon before Friday evening. Look at that, maybe even some sunshine. My goodness, do we need a break? You know, we've talked about the severe threat in Johnson and Ellis counties, maybe some damaging wind gusts, some quarter-size hail, but tons of flash flood warnings, everybody in the Metroplex included. Stacia Wilson's here. There's a lot of water on the roads, and you've been monitoring that for us. How are things looking?
Yeah, let's take a look. So we've got some more camera shots to check out. And you know, we are getting closer to when traffic really starts to pick up right around 3 o'clock right now. And you know, by 4, it's going to get pretty busy out there. We're still following the situation I-35 northbound at Market Center, where you can see high water still there. Please don't attempt to go through anything like this. If you come across it, you see people are definitely trying to move out of the way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to advance this and show you some more shots, and then we'll go through and see what's happening on our maps. I want to go through the cameras first because of what you just saw. Some of these are freezing. 635 northbound at Centerville. This has been going on for a while. About an hour. You have a couple lanes blocked. You know this is along the portion of 635 eastbound. That 635 East project that has affected all that portion of 635 between I-30 and Central Expressway. You have an accident here. It backs up for a long time. I drove through here the other day when it was really coming down, and one thing I noticed is that people don't really slow down, and that's what you want to do in a situation like this, especially in a construction zone. And then there's really nowhere for all of this water to go since you have so much road work going on. And as Jesse mentioned, we've gotten so much rain, the ground is really already oversaturated. So that means it's not absorbing it as quickly as you would like to see. All right, here's your map. And just since I checked with you last time, it really has picked up as far as traffic. The areas that you're seeing that are all red, traffic slow moving, which looks like it's covering a big portion of the Metroplex, now Tarrant County included. So this is a look at the radar added on top of it. That rain still clearly coming down and affecting your commute. Hopefully you're able to stay inside. Just want to go back and point out, so again, the location of that high water was I-35 northbound. It was just northwest of downtown, and that's where we had that high water right there. All right, also going back to I-35 northbound at Beltline, all of those lanes are now open in Carrollton. I-35 northbound, we had an 18-wheeler that lost control earlier, and a portion of I-35 in Carrollton was shut down for hours, starting at before 11 this morning, and I just talked with TxDOT. They opened back up. And then also just zooming back out, giving you another overview. What I really want to do is go back to our cameras though. Didn't get to quite go through all of those and point out some more areas. So I-30, this is I-30 westbound at Big Town. This is just west of where I-30 and 635 meet. Traffic slow moving there as a result of an accident. You have a lot of ponding on the roadways, obviously, with all this rain coming down all day. I-35, so this is the Dickerson camera close to where that 18-wheeler in Carrollton had lost control. And as you can see, all of those lanes are now open. Traffic not moving very quickly, understandably so. And the express lanes that are currently southbound are open as well. So that finally cleared out in Carrollton. Just going back to our situation, now you got school buses, I guess kids coming home from school that are having to battle these road conditions along I-35 and other areas in the Metroplex. All right, so if you are going out, definitely want to be careful. I know we say that over and over, and it's kind of a no-brainer. Well, yeah, we know it's raining. It's not. Be careful. But also expect the unexpected from other drivers, Jesse. Remember, you can control what you do, but you can't control what other people do. And so you want to be definitely watching. Whoops, that went away, didn't it? Definitely want to be watching closely for the actions of other drivers, because then you can have a better chance of responding in a safe way.
And they're scary, the other drivers.
They are.
You know, I know we like to think we're all the best drivers in the world, but if you've driven anywhere in North Texas at any time, we're not. Now, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. This is new. This is not for the Metroplex. It's for all these clusters of storms that are moving south of the Metroplex now. So this includes Johnson and Ellis counties, Hill and Navarro counties, Kaufman, Van Zant, Henderson counties until 9 p.m. So essentially, everybody south of I-20 is included in this severe thunderstorm watch until 9 for the potential for some damaging wind gusts and up to quarter-size hail in the stronger storms. We are starting to get a break from the heavy rain in Denton. Tarrant counties as well, and then obviously farther to the west in Parker and Wise County getting a break. Still some steady rain in Collin and Dallas counties, causing all this water on the roads that we're seeing that Stacia just showed us. The thunderstorm activity where it could be severe is south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And Jason, if you could, we're going to zoom down, or pan down a little, I should say, down toward where the severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect for Ellis County, parts of Hill County, the southeastern portion of Johnson County. This is until 3:30 for Bosque, Ellis, Hill, and Johnson. This one's until 4. The main concern here, number one, would be damaging wind gusts right along the leading edge of these storms as they move to the southeast. And then second to that, see all this lightning right here? This core of the thunderstorm here, and here we could see some up to quarter size hail. A lot of it's likely to stay dimes, maybe up to nickel size hail, but possibly we'll see some, up to quarters. You see, we look at the estimated hail size here. A quarter is about 1 inch in diameter, and that's when they start measuring for the severe risk for hail. That's when it can do some damage. You could still get a couple dings here with, this is estimation of just over 3/4 of an inch, so closer to nickel size, so diamond nickel size hail, possibly here just northeast of Waxahachie, maybe up to quarters west of Itasca, northwest of Hillsboro. So again, these are the couple of hail cores we have. The main concern, again, with those thunderstorms will be the damaging wind gust potential ahead of them, which is why there's severe thunderstorm warning in the first place. Down to Hillsboro, Italy included in this. These are the only severe thunderstorm warned storms in North Texas. Everybody else has just seen a ton of heavy rain. Lots. In fact, if we go to the Metroplex view where we have these flash flood warnings, we'll put on estimated rainfall and kind of give you an idea of how much rain has fallen in these areas estimated on radar. Plano, Frisco, kind of the bullseye of where the heaviest rain has fallen today. 5.2 inches of rain in the last 6 hours. That is an immense amount of rain in a short period of time. So you see that down into Dallas County, close to 4 inches of rain. That would be kind of in the Irving down to Arlington, even up into Grand Prairie area, right there between Dallas and Fort Worth. Anywhere from 2 to 4 inches has fallen. You can see the bullseye really has been parts of Denton and Collin counties and Dallas County. Now, Tarrant County, it's taken you a while to get some rain. You finally saw some. You kind of avoided it until this second round has rolled through this afternoon. Still under a flash flood warning, but the totals here in Tarrant County not quite as high. 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches in some spots, but those are not quite as high as we're seeing here in Collin and Dallas counties. Even toward Mesquite, little bullseye, maybe 2 to 3 inches of rain on the south side of Mesquite, over toward Lancaster. But you get the idea. Flash flooding has been certainly the number one concern, and that's why we went over to Stacia and she was showing you the traffic cams of this very heavy water. That was I-35 and what was that again, Stacia?
And Market.
And Market, I-35 and Market. I believe those were the northbound lanes you said?
Yes.
Just a lot of standing water in spots. So, the flash flood threat will at least continue until we can get the rain out of here, which we are currently doing, thankfully. Things are starting to ease up a bit in Tarrant and Denton counties, but Dallas and Collin counties still with some decent rain falling, but the heavier stuff now moving into Kaufman and Hunt counties from Terrell up to Greenville. And then, Cleburne's getting kind of on the backside of these thunderstorms now. So we have all of this heavy rain now. And what I'd like to do, and Jason, forgive me for this, but if we can go to a Texas view of SATRAD, I want to talk about our next chance for thunderstorms because this was round 2. We had round 1 here. Okay, that was round 1. That's round 2. We are watching for round 3 developing farther to the west. And based on what we're already seeing here, blow up in western Oklahoma, that's the panhandle of Oklahoma and the panhandle of Texas, we are expecting round 3 to develop late afternoon into the evening. We don't expect it in North Texas until closer to midnight to 3 o'clock in the morning. So what we're going to do here, that's the area circled. That's where we're going to be watching for the development of more thunderstorms, and that will be round 3. So, we've seen already 2 very significant rounds of rain. A third will be on the way. There's 1, there's 2, and the third one developing off to the northwest. Let's go over to Timecast if we can, and we're going to kind of hour by hour this for you to show you what we're expecting. I'll kind of keep it on a wider view. This evening in North Texas, we get a bit of a break. We'll have several hours tonight. We may even have the sun peeking out here before long, and then we'll watch again. You already saw it to the west from Amarillo down through Lubbock, even down into Midland, Odessa. More thunderstorms taking shape this evening. So that's 7 p.m. By the time we get to 11, these thunderstorms are likely in western portions of North Texas, like Eastland, maybe even Stephenville and Graham. And then by midnight, Mineral Wells, Granbury starts to tap into some shower and thunderstorm activity. Bowie, Decatur, more rain is on the way late tonight. This is 1 o'clock in the morning. This next round of thunderstorms could provide, could pack some winds of 60 miles an hour, maybe an instance of some dime or nickel size hail. But because the atmosphere has been worked over heavily by all of the rain that we've seen today, this one will likely not be, just like the second round, not necessarily the most intense in terms of, 80 mile an hour winds and tornadoes. It's likely to be dialed down into just a stronger line of storms with some, 40, 50 mile an hour gusts. Occasionally it could gust up to 60, some penny, some dime size hail, occasionally pulsing up to quarters. Otherwise, very heavy rain. Another round of very heavy rain and a flash flooding threat at that will roll back in at 2 o'clock in the morning. Back into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 2, 3 a.m. Heart of the Metroplex, heavy rain at 3, lingering heavy rain at 5 a.m. for Dallas County. Still some heavy rain into Canton and Athens by 6 and 7. And then we will take a good break for most of the area. Again, mid to late Friday morning into the afternoon with more little waves of rain kind of drifting southwest of the Metroplex. And then Friday evening, we look good. Going into Saturday morning, right now, it doesn't look like we're going to have an additional round of thunderstorms roll through, but we'll watch it. But I think right now that chance is pretty low as we just kind of take a bit of a break from the widespread stuff as we get into the weekend. And of course, we'll continue to monitor that for you. But I'd like to see if Stacia has any updates. I still see that camera over there hanging out. We'll toss it over to Stacia, and then after that, we'll kind of wrap things up here. But Stacia, what's going on the roads now?
Yeah, let's take another look at our cameras. Hopefully it flows a little bit better this time. But 35 at Dickerson, as I mentioned before. So this is I-35. It was closed at Beltline, the northbound lanes in Carrollton, for much of the day. 18-wheeler lost control just before 11 this morning, and it just opened up probably about 20 minutes ago. But you can see it's still raining, still dealing with the wet roadways there. Moving forward, we've showed you this situation at I-35 northbound and Market Center. It has not improved. People continue to just drive through this area, which does not look safe at all because you have so much water gathering there at the median barrier, separating the different directions. And unfortunately, there's just nowhere for that water to go. Let me see if it wants to advance. I've got some more to show you, including an accident that just happened on 635. So this one has been going on for a while. 635 northbound at Centerville. This is in between I-30 and I-75 on 635 where they're doing all that road work and traffic's really backed up behind it. But we had another accident on 635 that I may have to go back to here in a second. Let me go ahead and see if it wants to show you what else is going on. See, we've had some issues with the cameras just because of the weather today. But fortunately, we got them back online, and this is I-30 Big Town. That accident cleared, looking much better there. Wanted to show you Tarrant County. They're dealing with the rain too. Not seeing any major accidents there. They have one along I-35W closer to downtown in Tarrant County in Fort Worth, but it looks like it's about to clear. And then hopefully I can show you this one along 635 that just popped up in Lake June, and it's causing a really big backup, but it looks pretty bad, and that's why I'm just gonna walk over. I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna do it manually because if you have relatives or loved ones traveling through there, that's an area you wanna avoid. So 635 all the way from Balch Springs really to Central Expressway, you've got issues going on there. We talked about Centerville. We talked about, okay, so this is the one I wanted to show you. Look at 635 right around Lake June. The actual location, I believe, is Bruton. You have an accident in the northbound and southbound lanes. So that has got traffic all kinds of backed up there. This is on 635 south of where 635 and 30 meet, right around Bruton. All right, let's go to our map. This is the congestion. Haven't put the radar on yet because I want you to be able to get a good look at what's happening there. And you can see it continues to just grow, I guess is the word. Your congestion is growing across the Metroplex. It basically, every time I check back, this map has more red on it. Adding the radar to it so you can see the area is getting a lot of rain. And then we are also watching this location. I don't think my label popped up, but this is where we had that high water on I-35 northbound at Market Center. And then also, wanted to show you in Carrollton. That backup, it's not perfect, but it is easing out where they finally opened up all those northbound lanes that have been closed late morning into just about 20 minutes ago. They opened that back up. So these are the areas that you need to watch out for as far as hitting congestion and rain. Obviously, you can see right around Lancaster, I-35 south of Lancaster, you're getting some pretty good rain there too. And areas that it looks like it just moved through Rockwall County. The bridge across Lake Ray Hubbard on I-30 has just been pounded with water and traffic all day. So yeah, that is what's going on right now. I don't know if Jesse's ready to come back. I can keep going, Jesse.
I'm ready.
But this is what we got going on as far as traffic.
I'm over here looking at some data, just kind of, I wonder if a lot of folks watching now on YouTube and on our app and WFAA.com are wondering, when are we going, to get an actual break from this? And, I was just looking at some long-range data behind the scenes here, and, my answer to that is it may be a minute. So, the next 7 days look to be unsettled, where we just kind of have waves of showers and storms like we've seen. Maybe the second week of June, we get into maybe a bit of a calmer pattern here in North Texas where the storm track goes a little bit farther to the north, and that just means we build in the heat. We're almost through. Soon enough, we'll be complaining about the heat, and we'll just be thinking about how wet the spring was, because it's been a very active spring, obviously, here in North Texas with all the rain and severe weather we've had. Now, severe thunderstorm watch in effect for southern portions of North Texas until 9 p.m. Just kind of wrapping up what's happening here on our digital coverage, and we'll switch back to radar, and we'll see you on WFAA News at 4, 5, 6, and 10, and we'll be posting social media updates. But the latest here, just to kind of sum this up, Metroplex is taking a little bit of a break from the heaviest rain, but flash flood warnings continue for the rest of the afternoon, and there are a lot of them from all of the Metroplex down into Hood County and Johnson County. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Hill County and Ellis counties for damaging wind gust potential. That is racing to the southeast toward Waco, Mejia, and Corsicana. We will see a break as we get into this evening. So we don't expect, when you start to get into rush hour and then, 6, 7 o'clock, and then you watch the Mavs game, and then those hours actually look to be fairly quiet. But then we'll be watching to the northwest, round number 3. That will move in late tonight into the overnight. So there's 7 p.m. tonight. We'll be watching. I know it's hard to believe for some of you, but it's been a while since we've had a real Texas spring, and I think this will count as a real North Texas spring. That's midnight Friday. There's 1 o'clock in the morning. Heavy rain, another batch of it with a chance for some gusty winds and maybe even a little bit of hail rolling through late tonight, all the way through daybreak tomorrow morning. There's 7 a.m., the rain pushing into East Texas, and then the rest of Friday, a scattering of showers and storms, especially southwest of the Metroplex, and then dry by Friday night.